been set up, but here we are. But hey, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. It's so great to chat with you guys. It's been so long again, like I was saying, since I've done a live stream. And just really wanted to chat. I know a lot has changed. For those of you guys who watch me, I recently moved from Paris. It was a really hard move for me, but at the same time, it felt like absolutely 100% the right decision. And yeah, so definitely let me know if you guys have any questions. Um, Yay. Oh, someone said wipe your lens. Better now? Okay, cool. I hope the lens is a little bit better now. Hold on. I just used my shirt. Is the lens better? Okay, I hope the lens is better. But yeah, I've left Paris. And first and foremost, thank you guys so much for all of your support and well wishes. Like, I was literally blown away by all of your comments and messages and DMs and whatnot. Like, you guys really are the best community. And it was just so nice to like see all of your messages and support and whatnot. It really, really touched my heart. So thank you so much for that. And I am still very much trying to figure out next steps, as I shared in my leaving Paris video. You know, it was just one of those things where I was like, you know what, Tiff, living here is not serving you anymore. It's time to figure out what's next. And that's kind of why I personally decided to take the leap out of Paris, just like I took the leap to Paris. And it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to see how quickly things have already started to shift, and how many opportunities have come my way since leaving. It's almost one of those things, like, you guys know how I'm very spiritual, and um, I've always thought that it's like all of us only have so much energy, right? And this is something that my osteopath has told me too. We all only have so much energy. And sometimes it's about removing the things that don't serve you so that you can welcome in the things that do serve you. And I have totally seen that start to happen for me already, which is kind of insane. And you'll kind of start to see how things unfold in some of the videos that I have coming up for sure. But I think that I'm just shook by how quickly things have started to unfold since me leaving Paris, and kind of wanted to chat about that with you guys. Like, you know, are there things in your life that you feel like you're holding on to that maybe you want to let go to welcome more in? Have any of you guys experienced this too, where, you know, you've let something go and then noticed how now new things and new opportunities are coming your way? Because I have 1,000% seen it, witnessed it firsthand, and I'm literally shook. So the new chapter is definitely loading, and I'm really excited for what's heading my way, for sure. And I think some of you guys are asking where I am right now. So I'm in Massachusetts right now. I'm with my family right now. Will not be here forever, but I am here at the moment. And hold on, I'm just gonna grab I was like making notes on my phone of like what I wanted to chat with you guys about. So yeah, I'm at home right now, and it's like, there are definitely a few things I miss about living in Paris. Like, number one, the food. Y'all know I love to eat, and I think that that has been one of the biggest things for me, and especially because, so in the United States, I can only eat no, in the United States, I cannot eat gluten and dairy, like literally cannot touch it. I'll get super, super sick. But in France, I can eat everything. I mean, I still stay away from dairy for the most part, but like, I've had a cheese pizza in Paris before and I was totally fine. So I definitely miss things like that, like just being able to like walk into, just being able to walk into a restaurant and order whatever I want. Like, I definitely cannot do that here in the States, which kind of sucks. And another thing too is like, I actually got super, super sick. So for those of you guys who also follow me on Instagram, I don't know if you noticed, but like I hadn't really been posting a lot over the past week or so. Guys, I got so sick. It wasn't COVID. I tested twice for COVID and it was negative. Um, and I actually heard that there's something in New York going around called the neurovirus, I think. I don't know if that was it, but like I have never been this sick in my entire life. Like I was, sorry if this is TMI, but like I was violently vomiting. My entire body was in pain. I was having like chest pains, like it was hard to breathe for a little bit. And I was like, what is going on? That lasted a day. But then after that, I was like super, super exhausted, just felt really sick, almost like I had the flu or something. And that lasted about a week. It was not fun. Was in bed during that whole entire time. So it was kind of like off social media for a bit just because I literally just could not do it. So that wasn't fun at all. So funny. I was joking with my friends in Europe, like, am I just allergic to the United States? Obviously, I'm not, but yeah, I was super, super sick for a little while. But a nurse at my mom's school, because my mom's a principal, was telling me that like there is a virus going around. So I feel like I just caught whatever that was. But that really was not fun at all. Um, but yeah, so that's been going on, dealing with food allergies, dealing with just being sick in general. Part of me feels like my body's just adjusting to like being back, maybe. I have no idea, but I was also in the islands for a little bit, so I have so much content to share with you guys from the islands. That was so much fun. Um, I've also been wait, actually, I also still have a lot of Paris content like TikToks, Reels, and Shorts that I want to share with you guys. So if you guys see some Paris content from me, I might have to say it's like from the archives or something like that, so people don't think I'm like there right now. But if you guys still want to see some Paris content, don't worry, I still have tons coming. Like it was such a whirlwind when I left that like I didn't really get to post everything, and honestly, I probably have like at least a month's worth of like Paris content. So you guys will definitely still see some what do they call it? Lost footage, I guess you could say, lost files from Paris. I definitely have some of that coming. And I'm just gonna kind of like just quickly scroll through. Oh, someone said I was like, why are we streaming at midnight? Then I remembered. I know, because usually I do these earlier, but I actually was at a wedding this past weekend. So my best friend got married and I was at her wedding. We literally just came back. I took a quick nap and then hopped on this live. Oh my God, I miss you guys too. I miss you. I miss you. I miss you. I really, truly do. Like, I really, truly do miss you guys. And you know, it's not like I'll never go back to Paris. Like I will definitely be back in the near future. I already know, whether it's to visit or stay for an extended amount of time. So what you saw is probably not the last of my Paris content, but it was definitely time for me to take a step back. And if any of you guys are foreigners living abroad, please let me know in the chat because I feel like a lot of you guys can relate to this. Just feeling like, you know, just feeling like it's just time for change. I mean, you guys know it's like I don't sugarcoat this. Like living abroad as a foreigner can be really tough at times. Yes, it's an amazing experience, and I would never trade my life in Paris for the world. Like, guys, when I tell you it just opened my eyes to so many different things, it opened my life up to so many different opportunities. It was honestly a life-changing experience, and I will continue to promote living abroad because it was an amazing chapter in my life. And who knows, maybe I'll go back abroad. Like I'm still very much trying to figure it out, but I would not change a thing. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. I definitely plan to go back at some point, but I think after 4.5 years of me living there, I was just ready for something different. And it's so funny because I've noticed in my life that it's almost like every 2 years there's some major shift. Like clockwork. Like clockwork, it always happens, and it's something that I'm usually not prepared for. Um, you know, like when I look at my life since Howard, so I went to Howard University. When I graduated, I hope this wind isn't annoying. I hope you guys can't hear the wind. But yeah, graduated from Howard, moved to San Francisco. After 2 years, I was like, nope, not feeling it. Then moved to New York City. Then after 2 years of living in New York City, I was like, nope, not feeling it. And that's when I moved to Paris to get my MBA. And my first 2 years in Paris, it was like the MBA and working in corporate. And then after those 2 years, I was like, well, no, after those 2 years, the pandemic was starting. And that's when I was like, you know what, I'm going to be self-employed and I'm going to see what I can do. And that's what started my whole, YouTube and my classes and courses and whatnot. And that was a great chapter in my life too. And then now we're 2 years from that point, and there's another huge life change. So part of me is like, is this just going to be a thing for me like every 2 years? I'm definitely at the point where I don't want that to be happening every 2 years. It's like I definitely want more stability in that sense. And it's something that I shared in my leaving Paris video too, is that I don't want to feel like I have to jump, not that I have to, because I didn't have to change course. It just felt like that's the direction that I was being pushed in. But I'm definitely ready for the chapter in my life where I don't feel like I'm wanting to pick up and move every 2 years, or that there are these huge, crazy changes every 2 years. But at the same time, I do think that every major change has pushed me further and further along. And I've just learned so much about myself. And I think that that's what's cool kind of about starting a new chapter, I guess, every 2 years, you could say. But I'm also at the point where I really want to figure out, where do I really want to settle down? Where do I see myself really growing and thriving? And I think that's what the direction of my channel is going to go into too, like just kind of discovering more about where I want to live and taking you guys to new cities and countries. And I also wanted to ask you, like, where are some cities and countries that you guys would really want to see content from? Because right now I'm kind of in the planning stage where I'm trying to figure out, kind of trying to plan out like 6 months at a time, like where do I want to be? What do I want to be doing? So if there are any cities or countries that you guys are interested in, definitely let me know in the chat, and I'll definitely consider them as I am, figuring out what's next. Excuse me, there's so much pollen. Excuse me. Whew. Someone said you are leaving us in suspense about where you're moving to. No, I'm not trying to leave you guys in suspense. I just genuinely am not sure yet. So again, if you watched my leaving in Paris video, I shared how I was ready to take the leap, but I wasn't exactly sure what's next. And now that I am back, I'm in, my planning season. I'm trying to figure out, where do I want to go? Where do I want to explore? What city do I want to see next? So, this is not a cliffhanger. This is not to kind of like leave you guys hanging or anything like that. I am really taking you guys on this journey with me to figure out what my next step could be and where I do want to settle down. And kind of like what I was saying before, I do think that that's where my content is headed in, is just, keeping it real with you guys and, just saying, hey, like, I don't have it all figured out right now. And that honestly is my truth, but I'm more than happy to kind of take you guys along with me. So that's kind of where I am right now. Someone said, bless you. I fight pollen too. Yeah, it is not fun. Just going through some of your messages. Someone said, take your time and have fun planning. We will follow you anywhere. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. And also wanted to hear from you guys, like, what's been going on? It's been so long since I've done a live stream. What's been going on with you guys? And are any of you guys also in this transition right now? Like, are any of you guys ready for your next chapter, or maybe have already taken the leap into your next chapter? Like, where are you guys right now? Because it's so funny, like, even in my close group of friends, so many of us have gone through major life changes. Like, even within this past month. Like one of my best friends just moved to a new town. Another friend just graduated. Another friend just got married. It's like I feel like so many of us right now are like going through huge shifts, and I know we're not the only ones. So definitely let me know if any of you guys are going through it and trying to figure out what's next, because I almost feel like it's like in the air. Like there's just so much change happening, and you guys know how I am with like following the moon cycles and stuff. And on May 16th, it was a lunar eclipse, I think, right? It was one of the big ones where there was supposed to be like a massive shift, and I personally felt it really hard. I don't know if any of you guys did too, but I absolutely did. Ooh, there's a little thing. Ooh, someone said South Africa. I've been really wanting to visit South Africa. I've also been really wanting to visit Australia. Portugal, I've actually considered Portugal. I've heard a lot of really good things. I've been to Portugal once, so I went to Lisbon. It was really, really fun. I loved it. I was there for maybe like 4 or 5 days, but definitely would love to go back and like maybe like for a month or so to figure out, ooh, could this be a cool place to live? Never been to Brazil, but it's on my list. Ooh, Savannah, Georgia. Cool. Ooh, India. I'm definitely coming to India. One of my best friends lives there, and I've been telling her I want to come visit her for like 2 weeks to a month. So that's definitely happening. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet when it's happening, but it definitely is happening. Yes. Oh my God. Literally every place that you guys are saying are places that I want to visit. So keep them coming. Ghana. Ooh, cool. So many people have been telling me about Ghana. My aunt is actually going there for Christmas and New Year's, which I've heard is like a really great time to go. Um, Someone said, "Hey Tiff from Brooklyn. I'm feeling the shift with their job. I'm in the beginning phase of trying to figure out what I want to do." Okay. Someone said, "Do you plan to remain self-employed?" That's actually a really good question. And huge changes are underway. Um, because I will tell you this, being self-employed for the last few years, what, one and a half, about 1.5 years, it has been quite the ride. Um, and tell me, are any of you guys self-employed? Any of you guys who are on the live, let me know. Um, it has been tough. Like, it is not easy. I mean, I've definitely had my ups and downs with self-employment for sure. I think one, it's like you definitely have to hustle, like for sure. Um, Definitely have to hustle. And also it's like, I mean, for me, I'm like a one woman show. It's like it's not like I have a huge team or anything behind me. So yeah, it's been a lot. And I have been wanting to I have been wanting to, go back brand side. And so, stay tuned for major changes in that department. Um, because yeah, it's like I still plan to keep my YouTube channel, and I still plan to continue, sharing my life with you guys on social media. That's definitely going to continue because I love chatting with you guys. And I think especially because I am in such a transitional period right now, I want to share this journey with you guys too. So yeah, I'm still going to be sharing on YouTube and whatnot, but there could be big changes in the career department for sure. Africa, yes, I really do want to check out Africa for sure. Ooh, a lot of people are saying Australia. Maybe I really need to check out Australia. And sorry, let me go back to my notes because there were some things. Cool. And also wanted to ask, outside of like the cities and countries too, like what type of content would you guys like to see from me? Because I don't know if you guys were feeling this way, but I was feeling this way. Like I got to the point where I was doing a lot of vlogs in Paris, but it was also because I was so like creatively burnt out and I really didn't know what I wanted to share. So I was just kind of taking you guys out and around with me when I was in Paris, which was fun to do, but like I feel like I didn't really have a solid direction, and that's kind of what I want to do in my planning phase too, is figure out, you know, what type of content do I want to share with you guys. Um, but what type of content do you guys want to see from me? Like what would be interesting for you? What would be entertaining for you? Definitely let me know if you guys have any ideas in the chat, because again, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like guys, there's so much that I'm trying to figure out, like where I want to live, what content I want to share with you. There's like little feather things everywhere. Where I want to live, what content I want to share with you guys. There's so much. So that's why I titled this New Chapter Loading, because my new chapter is very much still loading. I do not have it all figured out yet. But definitely share, definitely put in the comments what you want to share. And also, if there's anything from Paris that you still want to see from me, because for any of you guys who hopped on a little bit later, I still have so much Paris content, like more so in the forms of like reels and short form content. So like I was thinking of doing like a mashup of some of my favorite restaurants for any of you guys who still want to visit, or some of my favorite areas, because I have so many, so much content that I have. So yeah, definitely let me know if there's anything you want to see. Someone said your fashion while you're traveling. I actually did do a little summer vacation fashion video for you guys, so that's coming. That's definitely in the pipeline. Someone said share your top places or your top picks on where you want to live. Ooh, top picks. That's so hard, because let me see. I've been thinking maybe LA. I really want to check out London. I feel like I'll definitely go back to New York for a little bit to visit. But that's kind of why, honestly, I want to explore different places to figure out where I want to live. Like, I think I'm honestly gonna like go to different places for a few weeks to a month, and then maybe share with you guys what I love and maybe don't love about a different city. And then maybe at the end of it, like share what my top picks are of where I want to live. What do you guys think about that? Someone said they see me in Amsterdam. One of my really good friends actually lives in Amsterdam, a really good friend of mine. So I definitely want to visit her and check out Amsterdam for sure. That'd be cool. Mexico City. Someone said Brooklyn. Hey, I do still have a lot of friends in New York City. So I definitely will be checking that out. Someone said they see me back in Europe. So I'm just taking a second to go through. Oh my God, we're already 30 minutes in. I feel like when I post the replay, I have to like cut out the first 5 minutes because it was a mess. For any of you guys who jumped on later, I had like just woken up from a nap and was like trying to like figure out where I wanted to sit. So I need to cut that part out. Oh, someone said hello from Paris. Also, how many of you guys who are watching are in Paris right now? Oh, someone said my Paris farewell made them tear up. Oh my gosh, it was hard. Like, I was totally fine. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm so ready for my next chapter. Like, yes. And then I got in the Uber to the airport and literally lost my shit, you guys. Like, I was boo-hoo crying in the Uber on the way to the airport. Like, it was so bad. Like, I was literally like, what is going on? Like, you know, when you have all the feels like this is the right decision, like I'm so ready for the next chapter, but it's still hard to leave everything that you've known for the past few years behind. Like, it was really hard. And I think also too, because I was so overwhelmed with the move that I personally don't even feel like I got to see everyone that I wanted to see before moving. Like, there was just so much going on and I was packing and it was kind of chaotic that I feel like I just honestly didn't see everyone that I really wanted to see before leaving. So that's why I know I'm definitely going to be back in the near future just to connect with friends who are still there and whatnot, because I definitely didn't get to see everyone that I wanted to see, um, for sure. So I personally didn't create any content around Josephine Baker when I was there, but I did. I did do this thing with ABC News. I don't know if you guys saw it, where they were basically celebrating Josephine Baker being honored in Paris, and I was a big part of that. Well, not a huge part, but like I basically spoke on African American history in Paris. So you guys can definitely check that out. That's on YouTube, actually, on the ABC News channel. Um, Ooh, I've actually been really wanting to visit the Philippines. When I was working in Paris, someone on the team was from the Philippines, and he was always telling me about it. And I really, really want to go. Really, really want to check out Philippines. Oh, someone said they missed my Parisian hairstyle. Guys, oh my gosh. So I had, that big curly look for years, I think 5 years. And I was like, I am so ready for a change. So I'm also trying to figure out, like, what do I want my hairstyle to be like? Do I want to go back to the curls? Do I want to keep the braids? Like, what do you guys think? Um, Oh, some people had hopped on later. So I'm in Massachusetts right now. I'm in the United States. I see a lot of people asking where I am now. I shared in the beginning of the live stream, but for those of you guys who jumped on a little bit later, I am in Massachusetts. Oh, does the sound keep cutting off? Let me know if the sound keeps cutting off, because I can also just hop back inside too. Um, Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do really like my braids. Oh, cool. The sound is fine. Okay. Cool. Okay. Awesome. Oh, you guys like the braids? I know. I'm kind of torn. Like, I do like the braids too. I feel like I just needed like a different look. Um, uh, but I don't know. I don't know what I want like my new like signature look to be. But I'm liking the braids for now, and it's the summertime, so, or spring summertime. So straight hair, like a straight weave. I haven't had a weave in like forever. Sorry, I'm just, excuse me, going through some of the chat. Um, Someone said it's 11:14, so it's 6:30 where I am right now. But yeah, really just wanted to hop on here to like catch up with you guys, because yeah, leaving was like not easy for me, and your support meant the world. Like, it was definitely not an easy move, but I'm really glad that I did it. Like, I'm still really happy about the decision that I made. Of course, I'm always gonna love, like, of course I'm always gonna miss and like love Paris. I still have like friends and family there. I mean, friends and family. I still have really good friends there, not family. It was such an important chapter of my life. Like, and I think again, that's what Paris is for me. I think Paris is where I kind of grew into myself. And I feel like that's kind of how I see the city now and forever will. Um, it will always have a special place in my heart. It will always be like a second home for me, for sure. But at the same time, I am really proud of myself for just pushing myself to make this move, because I knew it was time. I knew it was time. And oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, is one, not being afraid to take a leap when you know it's time. Because as I shared earlier, for any of you guys who just jumped on, who just jumped on to the live stream, since I've made this move, it's like I've already started to see how things in my life are unfolding for the better. And I think that's kind of how you know that, you know, you making a certain decision was aligned, when you kind of start to see things moving in the right direction. So do not be afraid to take a leap, especially if you know in your heart it's the right thing for you to do. Two, one thing that I've started to do is set my intention for my next chapter. In terms of my career, in terms of where I want to live. It's like I'm really starting to set my intention for what I desire in my next chapter. What do I want it to look like? What do I want it to feel like? But also leaving room for, God, the universe, whoever you believe in. I believe in God. To also, work their magic, because this is one thing that I've noticed about like manifesting and calling things into your life. It's almost like, yes, be specific to an extent, but you also don't want to hold on too tightly to one thing, because sometimes you could be limiting yourself, right? Like, I'm trying to give a good example. Like, I think Big Sean said this in one of his interviews or whatnot. Like, say it's like say it's like you keep saying that you want like one blue car. Like, oh my God, like I'm trying to manifest one blue car. It's really, really what I want. But like you're so fixated on that one blue car that you don't see that the universe is trying to send you 10 blue cars, right? Like even more than what you're asking for. So that's why I always say, like, when you set your intention, like set it, but also give room for more to come into your life too. So it's like whenever I'm setting an intention, or working through something that I really desire or want to change, it's like I always say, like, this is what I desire, but I'm also leaving room for whatever's of the highest good to enter into my life too, which I think is really important, because you never know, you might just get way more than what you asked for. So definitely keep that in mind when it comes to manifesting, and also let me know what you guys think about that too, because that's something that's really important for me when it comes to setting intentions and manifesting. So someone said they've never been to Paris, but they've heard the same. Yeah, and it's like, you guys know how I feel about Paris. Like, it's a really nice place to visit, but like I think that there are also other really great cities to visit. I kind of think that the marketing in Paris has been off the charts, where it has been marketed as this like super dreamy place. And honestly, there's even this thing called the Paris syndrome, which I think I've talked about in other videos, where because Paris is so hyped up through marketing, sometimes when people get there, they're like depressed because it's not what they imagined it, because through marketing, it's like it's promoted as this magical place, right? But like when you get there, I mean, it's still a city. Like it's still a city. It has really pretty buildings, but it's still a city. So I always say that to everyone, like, keep that in mind when you're visiting Paris. It's not always going to be this magical, dreamy place that you see in movies and in TV. I actually want to like dive deeper into like, where did that come from? Like, where, like, why does Paris have so much hype around like being magical and dreamy and romantic and lovey-dovey? Like, I really want to figure out where that comes from, because I think for me, having spent so much time there, I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't always see it as this super romantic place. And I think that's just, again, because I've lived there for so long, maybe. But I really want to dive into like, when did that start? Because it's so funny, like even in movies, like, there's so many movies where the main character is like off to Paris or whatever, and it's supposed to be this like magical thing. And I really want to know like where it comes from. I mean, you guys have noticed that too, right? I'm sure. I think especially in America, for sure. I'm I'm really trying to figure out where it comes from. And I think that that's why, like, in a lot of my videos about Paris, it's like I really wanted to show the real Paris. Like, this is what it's really like to live here, and especially as a foreigner. And don't get me wrong, like, you guys know, like, I love the food in Paris. I had an amazing time in Paris, but I definitely think it is hyped up for sure in movies and in marketing and in all of that stuff. And I've always wanted to really get to the bottom of why it is that way. Yeah, honestly, same in New York. And it's funny because I noticed that in Paris, or especially when I first moved there, it's almost like Paris is to New Yorkers what New York is to Parisians. Um, like there are a lot of French people who like dream of moving to New York and having that experience in New York, where there are a lot of, I shouldn't just say New Yorkers, but there are a lot of Americans who kind of dream of having that experience in Paris. And I thought it was so funny that it was like those two cities, right? Someone said they think it's something to do with the language, which could be true, but it's like people speak French all over France, like why is it just Paris? Someone said, would you have stayed if you were in love still? Ooh, that's a really good question. I don't know. That's a really good question. I mean, I'm really not sure. I don't know. I really have to think about that. I mean, I think it would have been different. I think it would have been, if I was with someone, I think it probably would have been more of a joint decision versus just me deciding on my own that this is what I wanted to do. Um, so yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. Someone said they started to watch my content because of my travel vlogs in France. Been following my journey, and your positive mindset has been so inspiring. You're so sweet. You'll do great things. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Oh my God, I'm also really hungry, so I might go in and have my dinner soon. Um, Someone said, thank you for being open with us. You went through so much. Of course. Honestly, like that's also why I wanted to really share my journey on YouTube, is just to be like real about my life experiences. And like even with me moving out of Paris, it's like um, you know, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I had a little bit of anxiety around like, oh my gosh, I'm moving and I don't have everything set in stone yet. Because I knew that there were going to be questions around like what's next for me. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, this is real life. Like, this is real life shit that people go through, and I don't have it all figured out. And I think that that's just part of life, right? Like, no one always has it figured out. And I kind of just wanted to share with you guys, again, my journey of going through these stages of, gosh, I don't really know where I want to live and I don't really know what's next. And especially for any of you guys who are also going through it, I think that sometimes social media can paint a picture that, you always have to have your life together and always need to know what's next. But I mean, that's at least not my reality. My throat just got so dry. Yeah, that's at least not my reality. And as y'all know, I'm really not good at faking it. So yeah, I just wanted to be real with you guys about what's been going on in my life and how I've been feeling, um, and how I've been feeling, and just about how, yes, Paris was a great chapter, but it was time for something new, for sure. Someone said, I don't know if you answer this. How do your parents feel about you moving home? They are so happy to have me back. Like my family is so happy to have me back because I just feel like I've been missing so much, just like parties and celebrations. And I think it's been really nice to be home for that. Like even for Mother's Day, we did this huge celebration. We were with a bunch of family. That was really cool. Honestly, I think I might have gotten sick from that because I was around a ton of people. It was also really nice to be at my best friend's wedding this past weekend. So they're definitely excited to have me back. For sure. I'm definitely not staying in Massachusetts forever, though, which they know. This is kind of just a little moment in my journey. But they're definitely happy to have me home for sure. Yes. Someone said comparing yourself with others is a thief of joy. There's actually this influencer, It's Me Tinks. I don't know if you guys follow her. And one of her quotes is comparison is a thief of joy. And I 1,000% believe that. And I think unfortunately social media can cause us to do that a bit. But comparison is a thief of joy. Like I always say, do not compare your life to others. And I mean, I'm guilty of it too, right? I think it's kind of human nature sometimes, but I've definitely grown out of it, because I think being on social media too I think just being on social media, like, and being on YouTube and whatnot, it's like, what I show you guys is sometimes a highlight reel. It's like, I'm not going to always show you guys me crying all the time or whatever, because like that's not what you want to film. But there are times where I am going to be open and vulnerable with you guys about what I'm going through too. But I say that to say it's like everyone has their good days, everyone has their bad days. And, sometimes you're not seeing the full story of someone's life in just one 15-minute YouTube video or one 60-second reel. So always keep that in mind. For sure. Oh, is it a Theodore Roosevelt quote? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure where she got that from. Cool, cool, cool. Well, guys, I am really hungry. I haven't had dinner yet. So I might hop off and grab some dinner. Sorry, I'm just trying to like read through just in case anyone had any like burning questions real quick before I hop off. And I don't want to like share too much here too, because I do have some other videos coming up where I share a lot more about how I've been feeling and like what I think is next, et cetera, that I filmed for you guys. So definitely more content to come. Yeah, one of my favorite quotes too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, moving back was not an abrupt decision. I think I said this in my leaving Paris video too. I had been thinking about moving for like the past few months, like honestly, the past year. I had been feeling like it was time for a change. I feel like over the past year, I had been feeling that it was time for a change. And then maybe over the last 6 to 8 months, I was feeling like, okay, like it might be time to move. So no, it was definitely not like an abrupt decision. I think on YouTube it looked like an abrupt decision. But I had been feeling like things were changing for a while, for sure. But anyways, guys, really just wanted to hop on here and chat with you guys. I love doing these live streams. I love kind of just, keeping it real, sharing how I'm feeling, talking with you guys, and really wanted to do one just after the move and like so much going on. And also, again, wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you just for all of your support and well wishes and kind words throughout this chapter, because it has not been easy to make this move, but I'm really happy that I did. And it felt so good to know that I had you guys in my corner throughout it all. So thank you so much. Just wanted to quickly catch up with you guys. And again, this is not to leave you guys hanging or in suspense. Again, I'm still in so many ways trying to figure out what's next for me. And I will be sharing along the way as I start to figure out more and more of what's next in my journey and whatnot and where I might be going. But just wanted to give you guys a little life update, check in with you. Good to hear that all of you guys are well. And also some of you are going through transitions as well. But yeah, it was so great to chat with you. Yes, they delivered my luggage. They delivered my luggage. I like literally can't even talk. I like just woke up from a nap like an hour ago. And also, I always say this, but I have not set it up yet. Really want to try at some point to do a Zoom so I can like see your faces too. Maybe like a virtual meetup. I don't know. Maybe that's in the near future. But anyways, happy Sunday. This was so fun to chat with you guys as always. Stay tuned for more fun content, and I'm always open to ideas for content as well. Love you guys so much. Great chatting with you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.